Alright, adventurers! Welcome back to Too Many Warlocks. It's Monday night, and that means it's time to gather all of the magic in the land of Zendikar, and hopefully gather up that bard that they lost track of. But first, let's see if we have any announcements from our dungeon master. Puck?
Hello. Announcements for today. We've got regularly scheduled programming. We had our Mercenaries of Mischief yesterday, and we've got our Too Many Warlocks today. After that, we've got our Trash Bin Tuesday happening tomorrow. I'm sure they'll be playing some kind of games, and we'll be able to check that out then. And on Thursday, the gauntlet will be thrown down, and the epic game of Magic the Gathering of Puck versus John will be happening on Thursday night, so you're going to want to tune in for that as well. Lenny, if you please.
Just on the shores of the Deseret River, just across the way from Golden Fields, there rests a lonely keep.
Welcome back to Too Many Warlocks. I, as always, am your benevolent dungeon master, Puck, and I am joined today by these Too Many Warlocks. You may have noticed that Angelo is being represented by their art right now. We'll see them shortly. We're going to do a little bit of musical players today. So so we'll get to that as it comes along. But now I will introduce these fine people who will be joining us today. Slider extraordinaire and best friend to cookies everywhere. We have Radan, our half-giant barbarian, joining us today. Followed by Radan, of course, we have our good friend who always keeps a hand handy, Mr. Penathan Wright. And our interdimensional fornication connoisseur, Gibu Tomps.
I like.
How'd you like that on a
IFC
business card?
Certified. Yeah, IFC certified. What does that stand for? Are you sure you want to know?
the testing core.
that isn't a. You don't get that in Steam. Let's put it that way.
No, you need this. You know, it requires very specific qualifications. When last we left our heroes, they had been torn from their home reality and thrown into a darkest timeline where Lord Zelos had teamed up with Blackwind. The Avalon Knights Academy was destroyed. Many of the people that they know and love have been killed, and things are just kind of rough all over. And they were taken to this place by their alternate reality selves and then imprisoned. It was pretty bad all over. But our heroes have escaped, and they're now setting out in this world looking for a way to find a way home and to gather what allies they can, because to make what matters worse, beings known as Phyrexians seem to have invaded this world and their home world as well. And they're working within the two places to take over both worlds, so they've got that to try and take care of now as well. Luckily, they've gathered up their friends Wendell Gearstrip and Whistlewhip, who think they have a plan to fight these beasts. And in order to do so, they've sent them back to the interdimensional research facility that they found in Season 1, and sent them on a little trip to gather some items that could be used. And they've been sent to all kinds of places. They gathered up an arcane bomb, and then they went to another place known as Zendikar. And they happened to lose Angelo, their new friend, the half-orc bard. And then they eventually found that they had somebody following them. A big silver golem named Karn. It was revealed that Karn was one of these planeswalkers that they've heard so much about. And then, in fact, he's seeking to help them. It seems that Karn's world was taken over by the Phyrexians long ago. So, together they set out to a jungle near a place called Seagate, where they landed, in search of both Angelo and an item known as a focusing hedron, which they can use in their fight against the Phyrexians back home. But after our heroes have arrived at this forest, yeah, look, a lot goes down there, BJ. Like it's a very involved show. Each episode is densely packed. After they got to this jungle, they found not only was Angelo tied up in a tree unconscious, but that the forest appears to be coming alive around them. And we now enter that now in combat. And I forgot to put the song on in between, but I'm going to go ahead and fire it up now. Never mind. All right. So, you guys have entered into this forest. Oh, hey, there we go. Okay. And you see Angelo kind of tied up, and there's various floating stones in all directions all over the place here. And the trees and like the brush and the vines and things seem to be kind of like coming up on you guys.
I'm still sitting on Karn, so
Okay.
I'm
Well, let
like,
me show you what
you
you're
good?
dealing with. I should probably put you guys in the right place. So here's your buddy Karn. I'll big him up a little bit. And then, so the brush is kind of moving up on you guys. And Karn kind of puts up his hands and says, Nissa, you need to stop this. And all of the sections of the forest kind of stop all at once. And from the bushes, if you will, steps this elven woman. And she's carrying a large, kind of gnarled staff. And she kind of looks you guys over. Who are they? Karn, who have you brought to my jungle? They're travelers. They are from another world. They need help. Like us. Like we needed help. What do they need help with? What is after them?
I mean, we're sitting right here, you could just ask us, eh?
Very well. What is after you?
All manner of things, eh?
You could just
See how easy that
say-
was, eh? The answer just roll right out like that, eh? Easy. What else you want to know?
Phyrexians specifically? Maybe we should specify.
She shakes her head. You should not have brought them here, Karn. The Phyrexians will sniff them out now. You've put Zendikar in danger.
Oh shit, you've been in danger a lot longer than that, eh?
No, it is you who is in danger now. And she motions.
Yeah,
in
and
the
we've been
forest
here,
begins
and
to
now
move
where
on
we
you
are
guys.
is danger, so now you are in danger.
And she motions for the forest to move in on you. And these bizarre mounds of forest growth and other ones, groups of vines shaped like men begin to move in on you guys. Karn says, "Stay alive. I'll try to talk her down."
Don't leave me. I'm like holding onto his shoulder.
You have 12 seconds before I kill her.
Also
I'm not
bad.
certain that you could. All right.
Well, in 12 seconds, I'm
So-
going to start killing the rest of this shit, that's for sure.
He helps you guys down off his shoulders, and we are in initiative, folks.
Hey, I'm gonna click on my token like a good
Okay.
boy.
Okay.
And initiative. That's not
Good. You did it.
Valuable life lesson.
so proud
No
of
good
you.
deed shall go unpunished.
right.
All right. So the first thing that happens is Karn just materializes in front of Nissa to block her way. And they engage in a kind of sorcerer's duel. And while that's happening, Redan, you're up.
I really don't want to kill things right now. I'm going to move to here.
Okay.
I am going to take out the Vorpal Greatsword and just gently nick myself and rage. It's like, and that's my turn.
Very well. Next up, this blight. This blight comes up on you, and he attempts to constrict you. I imagine 23 hits.
Yes, that does. I didn't see that roll go out.
Oh,
You got it
oh,
set
whoops!
on-
That's because I only put it out to me.
No, I'll go.
That's my bad. All right, so then that is 8 damage, sir.
You got it.
You have been grappled up in vines. All right, next up, this one here. They don't have remarkable move speed, these creatures. I mean, there are shambling plants, but it's enough to get up to here on Pen.
Oh, hi, buddy.
Hi.
We don't have to fight. All right, we're gonna fight, I guess. Yeah, no, it definitely hits.
Smashes
Take
you
that
with a
damage.
tangle of vines. All right. How about 15?
Yeah, that also hits.
Okay.
But I'm gonna
both
use
of them
for
hit
that
you?
one. Well, for that one, I'm gonna use a thing that I always forget to do.
Okay.
But I definitely have it, which is where do I click it? Entropic Ward. How do I? Once per short rest,
click.
creature makes attack roll. I can impose disadvantage on that roll. So I would
Okie
like him
dokie.
to re-roll that, please. God damn it!
15.
All right, that was fun. Yeah, no, that hits. I'll take the 20 damage, I guess.
Okay. So the next thing that happens is you are engulfed.
Oh, fun! You hear as I'm inside it.
Hooray! Schlorp.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
You are restrained and blind and unable to breathe.
An awakened
Gee,
mind.
it's your turn.
Gee.
You
His
still
turn
have
up.
something to say.
Pen's gone.
I will. Always wanted to be a firecracker. I pull out the flying carpet, and I start to unroll it, and then I lay down on the bit that I've unrolled and roll it up behind me, so it's like a tube with me in the end.
Okay.
And you said, and if I remember, this is the place where magic is super powerful, so I then try and take off.
Okay. What are you trying to accomplish here? I'm
trying to go straight up. I need to go straight up. I'm hoping only about 30 feet, but I don't know. So
okay.
But I want to use the carpet as its flying ability. I just want to use it rolled up so it doesn't toss me off when it goes off at 9,000 miles an hour.
Okay, it shoots you straight up into the air.
Yes. And I'm assuming it was an action to do that, and then my movement to get up there. So I've got nothing left but a bonus action. I'll yell down at the one person I can still see. I'll be with you in about 6 seconds, eh? I think we lost Pen. That's it.
All right.
Oh,
This
hey,
guy
Angelo,
moves
I can
up.
see you from up here, eh?
Angelo is just kind of limply hanging in a pile of vines.
How rude. They don't
All
talk back, eh?
Tried to constrict Redan. It's not constricting him at all. But I guess this shambling mound is going to go after Redan now. Hey, buddy. Here comes a slam attack. Nope. And no. Cool. Looks like I wasted all my good rolls on Pen.
Pen is the new Gilbetta.
I guess.
Yay.
Pen, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy, I love it. Constitution saving throw. There you go. Oh god, no.
Well, that's not good.
Okay. You take 9 plus 4, so you take 13 bludgeoning damage.
Mm-hmm.
You are blind and restrained.
Great. I'm having a great
And you can't breathe. So, I guess...
do I start taking
guess you
can't
just-
breathe damage? Well, I did 6 seconds.
You just did. You
Oh,
took the damage
fair enough.
you take from being engulfed. All right. And that's about all you can do right now.
Oh, so fun. I'm real fun.
You're having a
I
great
guess
time.
In awakened mind, can I at least say stuff, I guess? Which
Oh,
is
for
just
sure.
pretty much like it's all the same. It's just like, Gear Dad, somebody please, I can't breathe. It's so dark. I'm so scared.
Dying now.
I'm so hurt. I'm so hurt, y'all. I'm so hurt.
Oh boy, this has gone south real quick. If this shit goes any further south, we're gonna hit Zendikar, Mexico. All right.
That's a
No
fail.
constrict for Redan. Nothing hits Redan. Everything is fine there. Redan, it's your turn.
Okay.
The forest
So-
is killing your friends.
I just hear panic coming from Pen. I look around. Guy's not
Yeah.
there. What's Angelo's situation? How is he constricted? Or like,
He
How's
is
he held?
wrapped up in vines, like hanging up in the canopy of this place.
okay, so that's a no-go. I am going to just take the attacks of opportunity and come over here to pen. So 4 attacks.
1, 2. None of them can roll high enough. You're fine. Never mind. This
I'm okay
is
with this.
remarkable.
What a good day for Radan, and what a
In
bad
my
day
head,
for
they
me.
all wrapped around. In my head, they all just wrapped around you, and then you flexed, just and popped them all off.
Snap, snap,
I would
snap,
have
snap.
I would have to attempt to break the grapple first.
I don't think you get grappled.
But
I
at
think you only get
advantage
grappled
'cause
if it
you're
hits you.
Oh, wasn't I grappled or constricted or something like that?
The one did hit you, did it?
Yeah, one did.
Or okay, one
You
did hit
failed
you,
and
so
you
you have to
got
try and break it. Yeah, the escape DC is 12, so let's see if you can break it.
At advantage. 'Cause you're
That's
raging.
a strength at advantage, yeah.
Yeah, so you can use the athletics or
shit, yeah.
acrobatics.
I literally can't fail this.
Which is good.
You failed it. You failed it.
Well, the other one rolled a 17, but it's not showing, so I guess I'll go again. Roll, damn you.
There we
Thank
go.
God.
There we go.
There's the advantage. Yeah.
Okay, so you break free. You
Like a
flex
bug.
out of the vines. Right. That was just beautiful
And-
timing. Where it's like, I literally can't fail this. Rolls on 11.
I can't do anything else, so I'll just be like, Pen, knocking on this thing. I'll be there in a minute.
Pen, don't die. Pen and tones, don't tell me what to do.
I'll die if I want to.
I'd really prefer to not.
13. Nope, can't do it. Not gonna happen. This one's gonna attempt to slam on Radan now because Radan's gotten close to it. Nope. Also nope. Nothing hits Radan.
This is actually just ridiculous.
It's so many attacks.
Yellow.
He?
I yelled, "Pen, try and be small." And then I pull off one of the stars and look, a falling star, and I magic missile the one that's got Pen in it.
All right.
For 28 damage.
Very well.
I'm gonna die in here.
That's my little buddy. You spit him out, or I do that again, eh? 'Cause I'm assuming just whistling around in circles because I can just barely control this map.
Yeah, it is.
The
Yeah,
rocket
you're
powered-
getting
Yeah.
crazy time. And actually, it in fact does
The mustache is flapping in the wind, but holding form
50
perfectly because it's magic mustache wax.
56 damage in total. So you actually
Ooh.
pull it off, and all of the stars that fly off grow in size as they careen through the air.
Oh, of course, right. Oh, yeah, because it's Magic Land. Yeah, 50s. Yeah, yeah.
Just batters this
You
thing.
know, I think
There's
I just figured
vegetation
out what-
flying off in all directions.
I think I just figured out what killed the dinosaurs. Eh? You guys go now. Go, go, go.
What killed the dinosaurs? Me! Mind Blight. Gonna run up. And what the hell? Let's try a constrict. I'm getting Pokemon flashbacks. How about that 19, Radan?
Yeah, got me.
Ah, there you go. 14 bludgeoning damage, but 7 for you, sir. You are wrapped up in vines again. And now this guy comes over, and he gets to use advantage now because you are grappled. Aha! 26 for 13.
Which is 6.
Yeah. And the other one is just an 18. I don't think 18 hits you, right?
Yeah, the 18 does.
Okay. All right. So the 18 for 15. 26 for 13 and 18 for 15.
Right, got it.
All right. And then the other one releases its grapple and you are engulfed.
Right where I want to be.
Yeah.
He's like, this is perfect.
Yeah, I'm laughing going down his throat.
Just hear muffled screaming.
Reaching for your bag of goodies. I can see you sliding something onto your finger over there.
Oh yeah.
How are you doing? How are you doing,
From
Penn?
inside, yeah.
Speaking of which, Penn, make a Constitution saving throw.
Yay. So listen.
You
Listen.
need a higher number.
This is going to engage Tomb of Levistus, so I'm not going to die. But I would have if I didn't have this. Oh,
Shit. That's 14 damage.
okay, so, hey, by the way, what's that do here? Because, you know, Ice Tomb and all. Yeah, here we are. No,
right,
yes,
throw up that-
here we are.
Throw over that Tomb of Levistus. Let's see what it does.
Right.
What happened?
I think I just have to copy and paste because it doesn't let me click on it, but here it is.
Okay,
So-
once per turn, as your reaction, you take damage and you entomb yourself in a block of ice. Okay, so the block of ice has 160 temp HP and engulfs you and the shambling mound completely.
Yep.
I don't know if that's good or bad yet.
Well, I
Must
mean,
be a
it's a
bit of
plant, so it's not
enough.
super crazy about ice. But it is now entombed in ice with you. You are entombed together, and it can no longer slowly crush you with its body.
Just a big old ice coffin. That's what I'm going to flavor that is. That's what it looks like for everybody else.
All right, and these guys kind of walk around. Redan, you're up.
All right.
You
I'm
should
going
make a
to
Constitution save.
happily.
That's the Redan we know and love.
Yeah. All right, you're not being crushed.
Okay. I'm going to try to aim my hand towards where Penn was, and I'm firing off all
Okay.
3 charges of Ring of the Ram.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. From inside. This is gonna be ugly.
All right, here we go. Let's see if I can do this right.
Is Redan going to
Mom
go
is about
like
to look like a
around the
pile of
world
leaves
in
that has a
60
grenade in
seconds?
Redan has become Saitama. Okay, so Redan, here's what happens.
Oh wow.
That's not damage. Those are all attack rolls. To be clear.
Yeah, damn it.
2 out of 3.
But that's
Okay,
okay. We won't worry so much about the damage now, because here's what happens, Redan. You burst out of this thing, and you shatter the Tomb of Levistus into a million pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping
And then
Penn
you-
was not in the way.
And then it's
I'm
like,
hoping Penn wasn't in his ice spell that keeps him from dying. I think I'm dead now.
thieves. Completely shatters the thing wide open, and like it's some Dragon Ball Z shit, because you create like this crater ditch out of the forest, and you are screeching to a halt in front of a giant pile of dirt and forest debris in front of you as your Ring of the Ram is smoking.
Love it. Fucking love it.
It will take you 2 turns to return to battle through conventional means.
Understood.
This is dead.
All right, just assume I'm coming back on that turn, and then whenever I get back, let me know.
Very well. This takes... I mean, what's the damage per charge of Ring of the Ram?
2d10.
Okay. So let's go with
40-10 damage. 4 hits, probably. 40-10.
yeah.
It all just gets. It's all based
Yeah,
off of the
should
one
just-
attack. So
It should
it
just
would
all be the
full-
one. So
Yeah.
all right,
Right.
let's go. Let's go with that. Cool. It takes 108 damage.
Yep.
So this
And
thing
how-
is
How much does Pen take?
that is a
If
very
it's any
good
more
question.
than 6, if it's any more than 5, I'm dead. I just want to be clear.
Oh, no.
I'm more
If it's any
worried
more than
about
5,
sending you
you're
past.
unconscious.
Yeah, I'm
There's
worried
a
about
big
sending you to
difference
dead.
between unconscious and dead. Unconscious happens all the time.
Well,
It depends on how much the ice soaked up.
well, the ice soaks up 160.
I'm fine.
You're okay.
It's
You just go
damp and
flying
cold.
out of it. You're flying out of it. You're like huddled up in a cold heap. You're not dead. However, you're the only person on the battlefield, and there are still many enemies here.
Can we make it so Pen does the like Team Rocket thing and just like turns into a star?
Disappears. No. But I can make it so that this guy comes over here and tries to constrict him.
That's not a positive. You said that like it's a positive.
That's 17 versus your AC there, Ben.
Yeah, no, I'm constricted, and I think if that damage is correct, I am out. I am
Okay, then.
gone.
Just like vines surround you and choke you out until you're unconscious.
We're dead, no.
All right. Yee,
I look down at
You can
Pen.
see this-
Druid! That, yeah.
there's like dust flying through the air, and there's like this carved out section of forest from what Radan did.
Yeah, so that problem is solved. I look down at Pen, see him disappear in another pile of these things. And I look down, Druid! That's what you should be, eh? Forget this necromancy shit, you should be a druid, eh? And then I pull off another
Oh.
star. And look down at the other shambling mound and just flick it with my fingers. And,
Very well.
It takes... We're just doubling this?
Yep.
56 points of damage.
Ooh. It explodes into a pile of vegetation as soon as all the hits land.
That's like watching a dog go through a pile of leaves, eh? Now you down there, spit out my necromancer wannabe, eh? That's it.
It's just the swaying of the trees.
Yep. I'm still whistling
All right.
around in my tube.
All right, these ones go back to work. Pen, make a death save.
I forgot death saves were a thing. I'm not gonna lie. Where is that button? Oh God.
Is this where we lose Pen?
Is it? Is this the end of my story?
I don't-
I really don't know where
I
the
don't
death save
know.
button is in Beyond 20.
Oh. Or in D&D
There's gotta
Beyond
be
even.
one, right? Well, I can definitely roll it in roll 20 at least. I'll do that. Just keep it easy. Death save. Boop.
That's interesting.
No, thank you. I'm gonna die in Zendikar.
Yeah, just think if something hits you now, it's an insta death.
Don't say that. Ah.
Okay, these ones are like, wow, these guys went down real easy. Redan, you're making your way back to the battle.
I'm popping on the broom. I'm gonna risk it and just like pull out the broom and just try to like shuttle forward.
All right. If you pull out the broom, it happens in one turn, but I need you to make a dexterity save to stay on the broom.
Gotcha.
You stay on the broom and you rocket into the battle. Here.
Perfect.
All right. That uses up all of your movement. And this guy starts dragging Pen to his master.
Mm-hmm.
And Guy.
Oh, they fell once. Descend at full speed, and I tilt forward and go into like a dive. And for a reason that makes no sense whatsoever, I start making like an air raid siren sound. And on the way down, I pull off. Yeah, I pull off one more of the stars and look down. I said, "Put my little friend down," and I blast the one that's got Pen.
All right.
For 48 points of damage.
Magical missiles go streaking through the air, growing in size until they land on this creature, obliterating it completely, shattering its vines in all directions.
Not realizing that he's unconscious, I scream, "Oh, duck fucker, I'm going way too fast!" That's it.
Oh god, I'm gonna die still.
It's gonna be me plummeting into your chest that kills you.
Oh.
All right, they hold. Actually, no, Redan's here, so they're gonna go talk to Redan. What's up, bud? Bet you like being constricted.
I love being constricted.
We've already established that they can't get that. They can't do that.
Sure they can. They got a 20. He's got this. All right. 10. I need you to roll higher than 10, bud. You did it!
You are alive.
You
He's
wake
a
up
real
with
boy.
1 HP. Clutch. Holy crap.
I can't die. Yeah.
Well, sure you can.
Oh.
I mean, you're right on the brink.
I'm gonna throw up. Everything tastes like that.
Leaves and twigs come out.
I just hug Handy
All right.
from under. I pull him out of my hat.
Yeah, because it was that fucking hand that saved your life.
All right. How's a 5 grab you, Redan? It doesn't grab you. It doesn't grab you at all. You are
No,
entangled,
not
sir.
at Okay, which one is entangled? One on this
Vine,
one?
this guy here.
All right. I will
You will
go.
know him as Vine Blight 1.
Vine Blight 1 shall get 2 reckless attacks if I can find my buttons.
Very well. All right. So we're going to go with the 21 on that one.
That bodes
And
well
we'll
for
go with the 29 on the other one.
Yeah.
And
And
then
he
that
is
would be
destroyed.
extra damage for rage, but cool.
You swing your Vorpal sword angrily, and just you wood chipper this thing. It's just like shink shink, like cutting through undergrowth, and it falls in a pile of vines at your feet.
Guy, take care of Pen. 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm going to try to jump up to where Angelo is or climb up the tree, whatever's possible.
All right. You could try to make a jump or like a... Do like a sprint.
Yeah, I'll jump it.
All right, do a jump. Give me an athletics jump. Yeah, you jump good. So you leap up into the air, thousands of feet, and you are able to get up to the height where Angelo is hanging.
Wicked. I'm going to stay there.
All right. So you stay up there. Guy. One enemy left.
Yeah, I see that. But I have another idea. Where is it? Well, there it is. I looked down at Penn. He's breathing again, so he's fine. The one little thing over there is probably not going to kill him immediately. That green lady pissed me off. So I look over at her, and without even thinking, I cast Banishment. Here,
Okay.
of all places. So,
All right.
I mean, I know she's a planeswalker and everything, but technically there's a charisma save. If
She chooses
if
to
such
succeed.
things apply. Yes. Yep. And that's and then I just turn around and start looking at that thing sort of hovering over Penn in my rocket tube. That's good.
Very well. All right. This thing is going to come over and try to get its vines in you. No. Never mind. Don't worry about it. All right. Dead things don't get turns. Penn, it's your chance for revenge.
There you go. Maybe do something necrotic to it, eh?
Penn,
You're muted.
we can't hear you, Penn.
I'm sorry, I forgot I was muted. I was like, I am so angry.
You like
I'm-
describing this long, cool thing and nothing's happening.
I'm so angry, and I'm going to have my moment of justification here, where I hope this doesn't hit Guy, but I just look over at Nissa, and I am going to cast Shadow of Moil on myself. Oh, I think I hit it twice. Pardon me.
Okay.
So I am, well, it doesn't have the description, so I'll copy and paste, but essentially black, like I'm just covered in black shadow now. Like you can only see the 2 points of my eyes, and there's little like whipping tentacles like of necrotic energy like coming out of me. And yeah,
All right.
I'm just gonna walk past because that thing's engaged with Guy, so I'm just gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I'm just gonna walk up behind her and be like, we came here to help, but we have our limits. And I swear to God, if you kill me, someone else will come and kill you.
I swear to
And-
God, if you kill me again.
And I believe, yeah, she takes, or it will hit the spell ends.
If
Whenever a creature
If
within,
she
that's only if
hits
she attacks
with an
me.
attack.
If she attacks me, she'll
Yeah.
take damage. But other than that, I just look like a shadow thing.
You look. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
All right. You come after him. I think I made this guy attack too soon. Redan.
All right. Is Angelo being suspended from like one specific vine now that I'm up there? Or is it just
No,
like a
it's like-
conglomerate of...
It's like a conglomerate, a bunch of different vines.
All right, fuck it. Backflipping off, trying to land directly on top of her, and going for Vorpal Sword Reckless.
Okie dokie.
So that would be an acro. Where are you? Ha!
Ooh,
Yeah.
damn.
Ah, fuck.
Slipped in the sap. Slipped in the sap, yeah.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
Nope, love it. Get up. Now I'm even madder. Charge over.
Okay. That's cool.
Oh, come on. Come on, decap.
No.
27? Maybe.
So
Yeah, hopefully.
If they
here's
even
what
have
happens. Here's what happens. You come in swinging away at her. She turns and she's blocking with her staff on your swings. A staff that a Vorpal sword should very easily be able to cut through, but for some reason it is able to block the blows. And you manage to catch her a little bit on one of your swings, and you cut her arm.
I'll take it.
And she is furious. And so, at this point, what happens is she pounds her staff on the ground, and the growth begins to pull you guys downward, holding you
I'm
into
flying.
place. It reaches up towards you.
Okay.
And I need all of you to make a dexterity save to avoid it.
Do I get any kind of advantage because I've got not necrotic shroud, but shadow of Moil up?
I normally would say yes, but she also uses necrotic powers.
Cool.
And like you notice that like the plants try to get at you, and when the plants can't do it, the rotting vegetation begins to consume you and pull you down. And you're like, needs.
What a way to go.
And
Are we still in turn order?
you are all held in place by her.
Can I get my hand on one of the stars?
You know what? It's your turn next. Sure.
I pull off a star and just reach down and put it right on top of the surface. Smile, you're gonna be famous. They're gonna make a song about this. And fire it right into this thing that's reaching up to try and get me. Oops, I think I rolled that twice. So if it doubles, 56 points of damage.
All right. He blows a crater in the forest.
And then I want to fly away if I can. If that gets me free, I'm gone. Straight up.
All right. Then you fly straight off. So once you guys are settled into the ground, and Guy runs off, Karn reaches out a hand and says, Nissa, no! And she pauses for a moment and considers these people. You're too soft for a golem. It is dangerous to bring them here. We just need the focusing hedron and then we can go. I promise they won't find us here. They use other methods. And she has a very stern and upset look on her face. And you can tell she's currently considering on whether or not to kill you.
Am I able to discern that right beside of her?
Insight check.
Ooh, when did my insight get so bad?
Oh, you got an 18 on this end, so that's pretty good. Yeah, you can tell that she's kind of surveying the situation, deciding whether or not you guys should live.
We just want the crystal and we'll be gone. If not, I guarantee you it will be way more painful for you and for all of us, because I'm not going to stop.
She considers it a bit longer. And Karn says, "What if the ones who helped us had refused? What if people refused to help Zendikar? What then? You wouldn't even have this little piece of home. We cannot ignore the problems in the other planes. The waves get larger, and we cannot face them when they crash on our shores." She sighs and waves her staff, and you guys are brought up out of the ground. And Angelo is brought over and dropped.
Thank you.
Take the focusing hedron and leave this jungle. And know that if your problems come to Zendikar as a result of your actions, there will be no place that I cannot find you.
Now see, when you, that's just a dick thing to say. Like, we're just trying to be nice. We would have helped you. Hell, we would still help you if you asked for us.
And
Like, is there
I
anything we can do to help you?
do not allow your infection to spread. That is how you can help us.
That is my single intent.
Then we have an agreement. And she motions again, and the vines and the boughs of the trees bring down this focusing hedron and place it down at your guys' feet. It looks much like the other hedrons that you saw laying around the place, except this one is it's about the size of like a table. And it has these channels along the corners and sides of it.
And I push myself up on my staff, and I'm just like, we could have done that with talking, and you're an asshole. And I cast mass healing, what is it? Whatever the big healing spell is with my staff. And despite what I just said and how angry I am, I will actually include her in that radius of mass cure wounds, since she got nicked by Redan. So that if it doubles, then it's 34 healing for everybody that's around.
All right.
But I'm still like just glaring at her. I'm pissed.
She notices your healing. And do an insight check.
Sure. 15.
Let's see what you know. What you can detect.
The 15.
Oh. The 15. You can. There's a little bit there's a small flash of regret on her face. And she turns and kind of walks out into the forest.
I'm gonna pat Pen on the head. I'm proud of you. That's the type of shit that I'm proud of you. That's good stuff.
I'm still mad.
I am sorry about her. She wasn't always this way.
Thank you for your help.
I promised to help, and I will do so. Do you have a method of carrying the Hedron, or should I carry it for you?
You should totally carry it.
And he reaches down, ka-chunk, throws it up on his shoulder, and like this iron strap grows out of his shoulder and loops around it and like latches it into place.
I'm gonna kneel down. Be like, Pen. Eh?
I think I'll walk this time. I
You
need
sure?
to need to move. I don't, was almost not here for a minute, so I just need to move.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And
I can assist with this.
and Karn looks at you, and he performs a spell that turns back time on your body to before you were injured. So you feel now exactly as you did when you walked into the jungle at first.
Physically, not emotionally, right?
Physically.
Do I have my spell slots and invocations back, or are those still burnt? I'm just curious.
All your spell slots and invocations are back.
That's cool. I've almost immediately forgotten about how angry I was because that's so cool.
Is
did
Guy
you-
in sight?
I don't know, Guy, where are you at? You bailed out of there
I would
pretty
have
hard.
gone back to the place where we came into this forest. Flown back there, packed up the thing, and settled in to wait.
All right.
I'm not sure how long
Well,
I'd wait, but it would
eventually-
be at least a day.
Eventually, you come across everyone else returning. As you guys begin to exit the forest, you guys see Guy all packed up there on the edge of it. And again, Karn looks to you all and he says, I
am sorry. It seems many planeswalkers eventually turn to darkness.
That's not your fault. You shouldn't be apologizing for someone else's dick behavior.
We've had people who kind of lost themselves too, so I don't like to think about it, but it happens.
I too have not been myself in the past. Perhaps that gives me perspective.
And
So are you
Guy,
coming
see
with
them
us when
now as
we-
they walk out with you.
Are you coming with us when we out of here?
Yes, I will join you.
Cool. Hey, Guy, we survived.
Well, there was never any question in my mind, eh?
Cool. How much time is left on our little slide-a-majigger?
You guys got about 4 hours left.
All right, so adventure's probably out of the equation. Rest? Cause some trouble? What do we want to do?
I think I want to sit here in the sun and get a little bit shit-faced, eh?
That sounds perfect. I take off all of my clothes and lay down.
And now we can tell what time it is, too, eh?
It's always noon inside. Okay. So, you guys have some time, and like a camp is laid out. Karn kind of sits off to the side, and you guys have some time. He lets you know that he's familiar with the toxins that were used to knock out Angelo. It's likely that he'll be back up again and before we have to go.
Awesome. After about 30 minutes, I'm bored. Can I do some like sparring with Jinja? Try to train him up a little bit.
Jinja will fight with you.
Awesome.
Like, okay, best buddy, but I'm not going to take it easy on you. I'll probably take it easy on you. You're my best buddy.
Don't. I want to see how you would kill someone. You were trained to kill.
Oh,
so
I'm gonna stab them in the neck.
I'm gonna be over here pretending to sleep. Show me.
Okay. Do you have any plates?
Oddly enough, I do not.
Okay.
What
I
do you
will
need?
use
What else?
this leaf. And he like waddles over and picks up this big leaf and he sets it on the ground next to you and he lays it out. And he's like, okay, you pretend to be sleeping.
Full, just out.
Okay. And then he everyone else sees Jinja very sneakily prance over to this leaf that he's laid out next to Radan. And then he just goes stiff and falls back and looks just like a gingerbread cookie. And then he begins to produce this smell of a freshly baked cookie.
Holy fuck, I'm hungry. I'm Okay, Jinja, I get it. What happens? I'm gonna pick him up and pretend to lift him towards my mouth.
He goes to stab you in the face.
Wicked.
Haha, you thought I was a cookie, but I was a murder cookie.
That's awesome. Have you thought about waiting even longer to jump down their throat so you can go from the inside?
Oh, most people bite.
That's true.
Look, I all I know about gingerbread people is that people like to bite off the heads and legs a lot. It's like a thing.
Yeah, people are crazy like that. Either way, that was really cool. I didn't know you could make that smell.
Oh yeah, no, I just lay back and it's just I'm a cookie.
Okay. I'm gonna regret asking this, but I'll regret it more if I don't. Can you make other smells?
I don't know. Let me try.
Do it.
And he lays back. It smells like burnt cookie.
I was expecting you to be like, there's a little gumdrop out that comes outside of him. All right. Also good to know. I'm proud of you.
No
that was
problem.
Really good.
I am a very good assassin.
You really are. And I'm going to spend the next little bit of time showing him all the weak spots, like underneath the armpit, right in the neck, along the inside of the thigh, just all the eyes, just like, go here, go here.
Yeah, most people have very soft eyes. Mine are made of frosting. Pokes at them.
Yeah, if you can ever get that little candy cane in there and you dig around.
Oh, and it hurts a lot because it's minty.
Oh my god, that would be so good.
I hate this. I just want to make it clear how much I hate this.
I'm going to give him my full arm. Just be like, can you stab me as hard as you can? I want to know how much that minty thing hurts.
Oh, okay. Ha! And he like charges up. And then he gets to you. And then he just hugs your arm.
Oh, god damn.
I can't stab you. You're best buddy.
Thank you. But I bet that would hurt a lot because those candy canes get really freaking sharp.
Oh, absolutely.
One time I was sucking on a candy cane, and it actually stuck into my tongue, and I couldn't move my tongue around, and it was still sticking in there. It hurt so much.
That's terrible. Who is the ginger man who wronged you? I will destroy him.
It was my own idiocy.
Oh. Okay, best buddy. You gotta be careful with candy canes. They are dangerous weapons.
They are. You wield yours with skill.
I am a skilled candy cane stabber.
All right, watch us. I'm going to sleep.
I will watch. All right, so this talking cookie plays out in front of everybody.
Yep.
Lord. If there's time, I want to look at the others and just be like, there's something I need to go do real quick, but I just want to do it alone. I'll be like right back, and if I have any trouble, I'll just dimension door since I have that back now. And if no one like stops me, I'm going to just walk back into the forest.
Okay.
But like right as I enter it, I'm gonna just like find an exposed root or something and put my hand on it, and with awakened mind, just be like, I just need a minute alone, and I expect that you can understand that. So I'm gonna come in here, and then I'll be gone. And I'm not like waiting for a reply. I'm just saying that. And then I'm just gonna go look for like a little grove or something, some little clearing.
There's lots of places there for that. So
Okay. So once I find one, I'm gonna take Handy off and sit him like on a rock or something, and I'll pop Whisper into existence so she can sit with him, and then I'm gonna go in the circle and pull out, because I'm sure I got some more from the keep a long time ago, but I'm gonna start pulling out the components for exorcism. Okay. And I'm going to draw the circle on the ground with the components, and then I'm going to sit my staff, my healing staff, with the 2 shadow runes in it, and I'm going to sit the lantern that I picked up in the lab in the middle of it. Mm-hmm. And I'm just going to look back at Handy and Whisper and be like, they're not mine to keep. I don't know who they are or why they're in there, but I don't think it's right. I know it's everything I wanted, but, it's not me. And then I'm going to cast exorcism on all of it.
all right. You cast exorcism. The death runes on your staff glow bright green and then go dull. The lantern shatters. And there's a little
And then I'll go pick up the stuff, and I'll just look up and be like, good luck. Sorry, I guess. And I'll pack up my stuff and head back after picking up Handy and Whisper.
All right. You pick up Handy and Whisper, and you start heading back.
I'm going to spend this period of time drinking heavily and pissing on every tree I can get close to. All the way along the side of the forest. Think that one's probably yours. This one over here is probably yours. Here, I write my name over here so when it snows, she can see it.
All right. You can go through all of that. And when you get back, Karn is kind of like set back, and his eyes are changing very rapidly. They seem to be like cycling through things.
Is everybody asleep?
Well, Radan's asleep and Guy's peeing on the forest, so...
Yep.
Very tentatively with awakened mind, I'll just kind of nudge and be like, are you indisposed?
No, come on over. You can hold it for me if you want. I need the 2 hands to drink anyway.
Oh, God, I forgot that is so loud here. Not you.
Karn sits up and no, I'm sorry. I was just remembering.
Yeah. I'm sorry that everything happened to you, but at the same time, there's, the idea that if you love who you are now, then in a way you have to appreciate what led you to where you are now, even if it was something you wouldn't wish on anyone else. Sometimes it's those things that ended up making you who you are now.
That is wise counsel, although not efficiently worded.
I'm good at that.
I can understand why your patron chose you.
Thank you. That means a lot.
I hope that your world can be saved. I will not desire to see another one fall. You've seen their horrors up close, I understand.
And yeah, he just kind of shrinks a little bit and shudders and just like, it's not, it was, I mean, I've never been more sick looking at something.
And he pulls out of his bag like a stack of metal. And he begins shaping it into this like beautiful metal flower. I have always had the power to create. They have it as well. But it is a perversion. They create only to kill and create more. There is no artistry in it. It is a mockery of life. Do you understand?
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people say that about what I do. Or would do, I guess.
All people have their own opinions. But one's ability to create, to be creative, is neither good nor bad. It's what you do with it that matters. The choices you make with that power form what its worth is. I had a friend of sorts. She was a necromancer. She has made questionable decisions with her power. But when the time came, she chose to do the right thing and nearly gave up her life. A noble warrior sacrificed himself to save her. I hope this is enlightening for you.
It's good to hear that there are some people who still always do the right thing in the end. That's always good to hear.
You can always find them if you know where to look. We should rest. A friend will awaken soon, and it will be time to return to your world.
Of course. Thank you. And I'm going to go sit and pop open my book. And actually, if there's just a tiny bit of time, I'm going to actually call Guy back over and be like, hey, what are you doing? And are you busy? Well, you're you're busy, but you're not what I would call busy.
You turn around to call him back. He's already coming back, still au naturel. And he's shh, in a really loud voice, clearly designed to be heard. Shh, I'm going to pee on Redan because he's only pretending to be sleeping because he don't sleep, hey? And then started going, creep, 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 creep as
I'm waiting for the gingerbread man.
Steps across
I'm out, so I'm waiting for Ginger to intervene here.
Ha! This area is off limits. I am on watch for Redan. I will give you a minty fresh stab.
I'm sure you would.
Hey.
Would that ever go good in a whiskey, eh? Oh, somebody should do that in a
minty
drink.
Fresh stab?
Anyway, Redan. A minty stab in the whiskey? Yeah, for sure, eh? That way it gets both eyes at the same time. One the whiskey, one the mint, eh? Hey, Redan, and I reach over.
How do you stab a drink?
Very quickly. In and out repeatedly, eh?
What? What do you want? What?
And you are here too, eh?
Yeah.
You can see, he is wobbling. Okay, so we got the plans for the big fucking bomb, eh? And now we got the power source for the big fucking bomb, eh? I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have the right to use it?
Well,
we are talking about genocide here, right?
Well, I was actually why I was calling you over, Guy, because I wanted to see if something was possible, but I suppose it is better if we all discuss it. Although I wonder if we should wait for Angelo to wake up. We can discuss it either way. It'll be fine.
They can watch the recap and catch up later, right?
This, and I pull open, and you can see there's like handwritten notes next to it on the next page, but I pull open my book, and there's the plans for the bomb. And I'm like, it takes a massive power source, and it seems like the power source is what is amplified by the focus hedron, and then therefore what ends up causing and then I kind of point over to what I assume is like a picture of like a mushroom cloud equivalent. And and on the next page you can see there's like some question marks and a bunch of gibberish, but then I point and you can see the little box that Guy's been carrying around with the AKA written on it. And it's like that plus the focusing hedron plus that. And then it's the mushroom cloud, but it's like sparkly and it has hearts all around it. And it just has in cursive written love bomb with an exclamation point and a question mark. And I'm like,
love bomb.
Do you think because we used it, when we all hugged the box or whatever, it only hurt people who we wanted it or who would have actively sought to hurt us. Do you think that if we put it in there and used it as the power source, I mean, obviously it's got some kind of massive energy in it, we might be able to only, hit it instead of like innocence
Might work
or
if
the
we knew how
world?
to open the box.
I was just about to say that. Would the box have to be open? Or would the box just explode and become a part of it?
I don't
I
know.
have another question. Gear Strippy's pretty smart, eh? Pretty smart guy. He put that design together for the big bomb there, eh? So instead of a boom bomb, why don't he make a banishment bomb, eh? We send them all back where they came from, and the next time they break out, we just send them back again and again and again and again. We don't hurt nobody, we don't kill nobody, and yet everybody is safe, eh?
I appreciate how you're thinking that, but just because let's say that works and we banish them, who's to say they just don't come to us and they go somewhere else? Is this something that's in their nature?
I forgot the key part. I forgot the key part of the whole thing, eh? Once we prove it works, we tell everyone the secret, eh? Everyone in every universe, in every multiverse place, they have the answer. When the big worms show up, say these 6 words and pff, they go home.
I like the idea. I'm more concerned about the fact that every time they do crop up, they hurt people. We didn't even know it was happening until there were already thousands of creatures that had been torn apart and eviscerated, and just I start trailing off with that look in my eye, remembering it all, and I just don't know.
If we make this part of a universal education, eh? Everybody knows the first person they see before they can even hit them, bang, gone.
I like it.
It'd be better than killing them all, eh? Because that's the only other option.
To give
Since they are ruthless, it's not their fault, eh? They are just feeding or gaining territory or whatever it is they feel like they need to do, eh?
To give a counter argument to that, like I want to try to poke holes in this to make sure we understand completely. What if they adapt? What if somehow they learn to not get banished?
Then we shove this bomb down their throat and blow the fuck out of them, having said we tried as hard as we could, eh?
Does this bomb mean that we would have to bring it to their home world and kill everything? Do we do it in just our place? Like how does this even work? Like we're trusting one person to understand how this works. We get ideally probably just one shot at this.
It's got to be in one place, eh? Their home world. And so technically we need to have them all there. So we need to find a way to banish them all first anyway, eh?
Well, they seem to act on a hive mind. I wonder if a way, and I'll get Karn in on this one. I'll kind of be like, I'll open our circle up and walk towards him and be like, we have found that there's a powerful magic that isn't from our world that seems to operate around the concept of companionship and goodwill and something. I assume assumptions are dangerous, but we have some evidence of it. Is there any way, you said these things are made of malice and they have the power to create, but they have it's all negative. Is there any way that if we focus this energy into them, maybe it wouldn't kill them, but maybe it could overcome that negativity and turn it into something positive? Could we make them something that just creates even neutral things, just not things out of malice? And I point at Guy and I'm like, that way we don't have to kill them like you don't want.
Except you are asking to change them against their will, eh?
It's either that or they hurt people, and we don't have the time to.
Or we put against all the history and all the things we know, we put the genie back in the bottle for the first time ever, eh? We have to try first, eh?
You raise an interesting point about taking away their free, their will, their desire to do this. But how does that not apply to just banishing them as well? You're stopping them in that essence too.
I am not positive.
They are still
that
perfectly
banishing
capable of
was-
feeding on each other and fighting all the bloody wars they want, eh? Just not out here.
The source.
It's like having a troubled child and
Phyrexians.
screwing the door shut on their bedroom, eh? Probably not the right thing to do, but if it's a real little shit, maybe it work, eh?
The source of the Phyrexian.
I mean, it don't work for me. I
is
got out the
my-
window, but you know, for somebody maybe. Sorry,
Is from
I'll
my
stop now.
old homeworld. And the nature of these creatures is that they start small, but they build everything they need from the raw materials of the worlds that they come to. The beings on your world are made from your world. I'm not positive that they can be banished. Or where they could be banished to. The oil, the fuel of Phyrexia could be banished. It would be sent back to the Phyrexian homeworld. My world. And in all the times that they have been infesting New Worlds, I only know of one recovered Phyrexian. And it's me.
Who
Said
who recovered you?
My friends. They gave their lives to stir me from the dark whispers of the Phyrexian horde. Their deaths stirred me and allowed me to break free from their control.
I've got some other ideas anyway. That is thinking if we find out, my friend there, the big shiny dude, my friend here, Pen, he thinks they are maybe a hive mind. Does that seem correct? Eh? They have
In
you
a
think
way.
a queen?
There are portions of them that are broke up into commanders, powerful individuals. When the Phyrexians capture a hero, someone who people follow, they do not waste them. They turn them into generals, leaders of Phyrexian hordes. They allow them to keep some semblance of consciousness. Twisted versions of their older selves, but still. They command legions. Everything used to tie back to Yawgmoth. But now I'm afraid even I don't know exactly who is in charge. I wish I could be more helpful. I knew there were voices that whispered to me in the darkness, but I do not know who controlled them.
If you were to break the connection between these Phyrexian assholes and these champion, the champion gets his own will back. Eh?
Perhaps we could find one. If we can capture one, we can find out.
Yeah, one first, eh? And then I want to find the military weekend where the boys are getting away to have a party. But first, just the one, eh?
I think you're right on this. This seems like a good avenue to pursue before we end up blowing up everything.
And at that moment, there's a crackle of energy. Lightning strikes everywhere. The timer begins to vibrate. And Redan falls backwards through a portal.
Grab Angelo and dive through.
Okay,
You
let's
dive
go, I
onto
suppose.
the dirt. And Angelo stirs from his slumber. And we're going to take a break right there.
All right, folks, we'll be back in 15 minutes. Enjoy these messages.
With your stupid game.
Everything's sideways now. There we are.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez. All right, we're back. The show is live.
Yay!
Thanks, Lenny.
Does anyone else hear an echo?
No, I don't.
All right.
I'm not.
Just me.
Okay.
Hey, Puck, why don't you tell us about the people we're playing with today?
Sure, why not? So, I am a very lucky dungeon master, and I like to take this port in the storm, this port at halftime, to talk about these incredible people that I am able to play with on a weekly basis. Starting with our good friend Guy Thompson. Guy, tell us what you got going on.
Oh, I am doing many, many things. All the regular stuff that I talk about every week, but this time I actually want to talk about two different things. One, for the first time in a very long time, I mean like months and months, I actually released a game mastering video over on Dirty 20 Gaming, and I gave it the most clickbaity title in the world, and I'm only a little bit ashamed. So you should go and watch that. And then I'm really excited about this. This Saturday over on the Twitch channel, Dirty 20 Gaming, we are starting our Starfinder campaign. It's going to be 15 episodes with some faces you'll recognize from here, some faces you might recognize from the Fun Shot Fridays, and a face that even I don't recognize because I just met them for the first time the other day. And we are going to play in a non-magic, no alien pre-contact world. So some good old school science fiction for those that want to see that. And that's Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific start. Or other way around. 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern start time.
All right.
Thanks for...
Thank you very much, good sir. Pen, what's going up with you?
I've been so busy lately. I really need to upload something to my channel. I mean, there's the last Necro Barista thing I did, which I plugged last time, but if you haven't seen that series, go check it out. It's a lot of fun. I do have the next episode recorded. I just need to edit it. And I'm hoping to do a lot more spooky games here for the upcoming month. And I may or may not have a skeleton coming in the mail this week. So we'll see what content comes out of that.
What?
You're gonna end up on a list. You really are. You're gonna end up on a list.
I got some questions, but
no, like skits and like that kind of goofy fun stuff.
I know I shouldn't have showed you that website.
Oh God.
I didn't expect you to buy a human skeleton.
It's not a real skeleton. I feel like we should get that out of the way.
Okay.
Broke everything.
Are you saying the person it's from wasn't a real person? Because I'm going to object to that. That's rude.
No.
Oh, geez.
It was probably made
You're
by
not even a person anymore. You're just bones now. All right. So, when last we left our heroes, they had ventured into the jungle and found poor dear Angelo unconscious at the mercy of Nissa Ravine. Nissa, after hearing that you guys had Phyrexians on your tail, wanted to dispatch you quickly. Through your own quick thinking and Pen's incredible crit timing, you guys were able to survive the encounter. And then with only a few hours left before the timer went on, for you to slide to the next place, something happened. And Redan was sucked into a stray, wild portal. But Angelo has finally awakened from their stupor.
Redan.
Hey, welcome back.
Should I even be worried at this point? Oh, hey.
We are in one place after the one that you missed completely because you were unconscious.
Oh
Oh,
wait,
the
did
bright
we
side,
already
we're
go
2 for
through?
2.
why was I unconscious?
We were kind of hoping you could answer that question for us. You kind of disappeared when we went to the portal the last time. Just like our big friend
Last
appears to
time-
have done this time.
I remember I was with you, and then I thought I was home for a minute because there were plants that were moving on their own, like at home, and I was like, "Whoa, maybe it's a storybook ending or something." Well, but then I don't remember anything after that. So I thought it was a dream, but now I'm awake and you're telling me that I was not with you?
First of all, the plants move where you live when you grew up. That's freaking amazing. How you ever have a picnic,
Now,
they just steal all your shit. But
not where I grew up, but where I was most recently living before this adventure.
your last place before you pulled the midnight move. I understand.
Yeah, there's this really
Alive
hot
plants,
babe. She was a druid and she was sexy and we were friends.
And okay, you don't have to go no further than that. I think I know where this is going. She got offended, and you. Well, I'm okay. There's a whole bunch of jokes I could make there, but I'm not going to. You were just
Well,
not
like
here, so
the
I will.
vine tied me up and stuff.
Yeah, you can stop that conversation too, Yeah, for sure.
Well, I
Don't
thought
get
you'd
me wrong. The
enjoy
next
that
time we got
kind
a couple hours off, I could. Yeah, we could. I could. You and me can discuss knots, But until then, we got some shit to do,
Okay, that's fair. But is everyone okay? Where's Redan?
Redan is missing, and Pen, I think, is on fire. Oh no, wait, that's just his face all blushing and shit,
Oh, Pen.
I'm glad
I'll
you're
take you
awake.
back sometime. You can figure out how the vines work.
No, that's okay. They almost murdered me today. Did
Ooh.
murder? No, I think I'm okay. It's
He
bad.
don't know
Oh,
about
that's
safe
good.
words,
Gee, we
It's
moved
hard to
on,
have a
bro.
safe word when your mouth is covered.
That's true. You need a safe action at that point.
That's
You gotta
a good
discuss
point.
it
But
beforehand.
besides, it's a good idea. But where the hell are we?
You guys
Yeah,
are still in the
so-
same place. Your dad is the only one who left.
Oh,
I thought.
Did,
Okay. I thought we all went to
Redan fly off?
he
Is
just
he
went to
on a
different
new
place.
shaman adventure?
I don't.
Is he trying to get
know.
the other two elements?
He fell through. I don't. Something tells me I shouldn't be worried, even though I naturally am.
Well, Pen,
It's
do
kinda
you have
hard
the
to tell
timer?
with Redan,
I do have the timer. It's still on my wrist, tied there.
All right, take a look at it.
Oh, hey, buddy.
The time on it keeps changing.
What is happening? What are my eyes broken? Why is it? And I'll do some percussive maintenance and just tap it.
And it keeps changing, and there are like sparks shooting off on it from occasion.
Oh no! Shh, you're fine.
What's going on?
No.
Stop tapping it.
I don't know. It started
Not a
sparking.
goldfish.
What? Why would you tap a goldfish?
Oh no! Sometimes they get spooked and they do like a little, and they look at you. You know.
I
There's
don't
a dark
spark,
side,
though.
Angelo. We hadn't known before.
Angelo hates goldfish.
Goldfish
Oh, I
torture.
love goldfish. I just like when they look at me. If they're not looking at me, you give them a tap.
Oh my god! What are we? What?
Unlike
How
the
do
watch.
we? Yeah. Nah. I shake it around.
Look around. We're still in Zendikar, you said?
Yeah.
I need you to fix watch because I want to go home. and I cast Mending on it.
All right. You cast Mending on it. And it kind of mends back together. And then it shakes and vibrates and heats up on your arm and projects a portal.
Oh. Well, that worked way better than I thought it would.
You know, I feel like there's this brilliant idea is once a broken watch projects a portal, we should 100% go in without any worries, and we don't even need Redan. Let's just go.
I'm gonna say, it has not been 4 hours since we knew it was 4 hours, right?
No.
4 hours left.
I mean, we could just look through it, can't we? And I'll look.
It looks like a swirling portal. It doesn't show you where you're going until you get to the other side.
Don't want to
Please
send.
don't, of all people, you go through, because you go through, you leave the two of us here forever, right?
Yeah. Well,
If we do
and there's
not
kind of
use
a side.
chance.
Can you send Handy?
And I grab Handy, and I'm like, why would I send Handy in a place where he might never come out of, according to all of you?
Well, I mean, you could tie a string to his pinky so he remembers where to go. No, so that you can pull him back through.
Herp,
I'm
or
sorry,
whatever
that
the
one
hell your
got
name
me.
is, you were saying something?
If we do not take this one, we may not have another opportunity.
Oh, I don't want to get stuck here. But Redan.
I mean, yeah, now that I think about it, this may be the only way to get to wherever Redan went, regardless of where it goes. So we might have to. So, field trip. We'll find our way home regardless.
Are you coming? I look up at the big silver dude.
I will join you, yes. I'm sorry, we haven't been properly introduced. I am Karn, the Shining Golem.
Hi, Karn.
That's nice. Okay, for sure.
We trust Karn.
I'm gonna call you temporary Redan. And yes, we do. Look, he talks like him. He looks like him. It's Redan. I'm sorry,
Silver
Ken.
Redan.
So,
yeah, speaking of sober, Guy is very much not. He's been peeing on trees and drinking for 4 hours now, so yeah.
All right, everybody hold hands or lock arms or whatever through the portal.
This is nice. Karn's going first.
Well, I mean,
Yes.
we can hold on to Karn.
all right. Are we all going through?
Yep.
Yeah,
After
and I'm gonna make sure to tell Angelo that Karn saved our lives. So we
right.
trust him.
Oh, good. I did ask that. And then I didn't get a response, and then I thought, okay, well, I'll just go along with whatever. That's what I do.
All right. So, Karn goes in first. Who else is going in?
I'll go next. I'm ready.
I think we're all going, yeah.
Yeah, we're
We're
all
holding
going in.
hands.
We are. We're a little chained.
All right. All right. You guys go in a little chain. And you go swirling and sliding through these dimensions. And that's where we... That one? No. This one. There we go. Sorry. Thinking you are deposited out onto a pile of rocky ruins.
I look to Pen. Looks like your type of place. Things are dead.
Everything
Sort of
here
the
is dead.
style of the architecture or anything like that?
Yeah, are there dead bodies, or is it just like the building is collapsed?
Are we? What do we smell?
It
Sorry,
smells dry, and there is this blowing air constantly. It's windy. Any trees that are left around you are nothing more than like vacant shrubs swaying in this intense breeze. It blows so much dust and debris around, it's difficult to see anywhere in the distance. This is a cold, nasty, inhospitable place the moment you have arrived.
Can I check in with the wind? Is that a thing I can do now that I have this orb thing?
Well, I mean, you can attempt to commune with the wind if you want. That's actually a great idea.
Okay, cool. Well, I feel that warmth and the dryness, and I feel like it's trying to tell me something. I'm no good at meditating, but I did see what Redan did, and so I kind of close my eyes and just reach in and hold the orb and see if I can internally communicate. So all of the others see me just standing there with my orb, like, and then I start going, to see if it does anything.
All right. And what do you pose a question in your
Not concretely. I imagine it being very abstract, but the information I want to know is like, where are we? Are we in danger? Is there anything we have to look out for? Yeah, just kind of like environmental stuff, history stuff.
This is horrible.
Can you please say that again?
This is Toril.
What does that mean?
This world is known as Toril.
Is it safe?
Nothing is safe here.
How can my friends and I stay safe here?
You can't. And the wind does not say anything else.
I tried.
What did it seemed like you had a pretty good conversation there. What the rock tell you, eh?
Well, it's not the rock, first of all. It's an orb. And it's not earth, it's air. So honestly. Put it away. And it said that this place is called Toril and it is dangerous and there's nothing we can do to save ourselves. We're all gonna die.
I didn't know it was Tuesday already. Holy shit. Okay.
I thought it was still Monday.
And you know what the problem here is, eh? We don't got the guy with the compass to help us find what the hell we're looking for, and I don't think we have any goddamn idea what we're actually looking for, except maybe a way out, eh?
So, Toril's the name of home, guys.
Oh, probably should have known that.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. Man, been playing D&D for a year now.
Look around again. Is this the Mercs of Mischief? Ruins? Is this the Academy?
Take a close look around.
I would like to make a sort of an investigative look around, if I might.
Absolutely, sir. You may play Dungeons and Dragons as much as you want.
Meh. 15.
15? Okay. You investigate around. As you're looking around, The world around you flickers and changes. And you're standing in the portal room. Gearstrip and Whisperwind are plugging away at these controls. This is bad news, everyone! What are you waiting for? Get him back! And sparks are flying everywhere, and then it shimmers back to the ruins. And you all see it.
There was no chance to jump through, like it was just a vision. It wasn't a real thing.
Like everything, it wasn't even like a window in front of you. It's like you were there, and then you weren't.
And then we're gone. Okay.
Oh no.
So, I guess we just got to stay alive until they fix it. Eh?
Well,
Karn is looking around in the wind of this place.
I don't like it either, big man, but you got any ideas where to hide? I think right here in the ruins is probably the best place, eh?
I don't know that anywhere is safe. The fabric
Didn't say
of
safe, I
reality,
said best.
the fabric of reality is torn to shreds here.
Man, where's
Normally-
Carl when you need him?
Yeah. What to say, normally we got the guy who fixes that, but he's not here, eh? If you smell tiny oranges, you let us know, eh?
I still have leftover keys.
There any place to put them here?
And while you guys are looking around for a place to go, this, what appears to be like a shimmering crack, kind of drifts by. And then you notice there are others. They're kind of everywhere. It cracks the universe, and as you look through it, it's like looking through a kaleidoscope. And they're just moving around in all directions.
These cracks look like the ones we found in the basement of the other building that had time and space traveling stuff that Carl fixed.
Yep. And Karn
So,
reaches out to touch one.
I wouldn't
And
do
the
that one
entire,
any-
as you say that, Karn's body is separated into its component pieces in all directions. And they just float there suspended.
I have a number of ideas, but they are all bad. Eh?
Is he
I
dead?
think we just caused all the rifts that Carl has been spending his whole lifetime trying to fix. Eh?
Oh,
We are not
God.
supposed to be here.
I'm gonna grab the nearest piece of him that's floating around and like cast mending on it or something.
My instinct was to try and put it back together like a snowman, but I accidentally like put the pieces in the wrong order, so it's good that you came over to help me with that.
Mending takes all
It
the
would be
guesswork
really
out
easy.
of it.
It would be really easy if you had the magnet. You just stick him together, right?
So,
But I'm maybe not quite accurate. It's not us that did it, eh? It's Gearstrip and Whistle Whip, eh? Getting us traveled through time and space, they fucked it all up and caused a shit that... We are
But
going
is
to
he
trust the
dead?
bomb they built, eh? He sure as hell ain't here no more.
No Redan and no second Redan?
we're losing Redans like crazy.
Now we must wait for the two we know have made at least a few mistakes to save us, eh? Unless you have other ideas how to get out of here ourselves.
I mean, we gotta fix him. We can't just leave him like this.
He is a planeswalker. He is somewhere. He's just not here, eh?
What? What? That's not.
He's over
this
there.
is his
and over
body.
there.
We gotta put him back together. That's not how this works. It's like if I put
Is
your
there a way
arms
to,
and
like-
legs all over the house and was like, he's everywhere. He's fine.
Can we like capture a spirit or something?
I
And
mean, to be fair, he
In the-
came of his own free will, eh? And then he don't listen, and now he's dead, eh?
That's not. What is wrong with you? I point at
That-
There is
Gee.
nothing wrong with me, eh? What?
Is that how you would have
Took a risk.
reacted if we lost Pen?
He actually left.
I have sworn to protect Penn, and Penn is absolutely, I mean, let's face it, he's helpless as a child, eh?
That's not true.
You also
Pen
left.
saved my life.
You were done, eh? Why you even keep going on that fight? Just leave, eh?
There was no way to leave. We were bound. We were. We had to do something.
Could have left before that, for sure, eh? I tried to banish her, it don't work. It's like we can't win. She stopped all my magic, I'm out, eh?
But you just left.
Yeah, you don't fight the fight you can't win, eh?
I don't really believe that if it meant one of us was like there. That's not how I look at it.
And in the darkness of the blowing dust, you guys hear a voice. Aw, Pickles. Noodles. Aw.
Jingle the keys.
Aw.
Carl?
Somebody find my keys.
We got your keys, Carl. Where are you?
Oh. And stumbling out of the blowing dust and wind is a somehow even more ragged looking Carl. He has like patches of hair missing. He's like parts of him just phase and change over and over again.
Hey.
Oh, you found my keys. Oh, you're a good pickle. I need keys to open the bananas. And then we gotta get the clouds and pick up the stable. I'm sorry. What?
Just give him the keys. Just give him the keys, eh?
Yeah. Do you need us to take you somewhere, Carl? I can give these to you, or you can hop back on my back and you can point the way and I'll take you.
Oh, that's good. I was supposed to go to the barber for dinner, and we were gonna have a book.
Oh no.
There's no polite way to ask this. Is one of Carl's arms not working?
A lot of Carl is not working.
You having an interdimensional stroke right in front of us?
Like he is just like all messed up.
Oh, Carl.
Oh, you
and-
guys are the ones to fix the things.
I want to
Aw.
use my disguised self to look like I did the night we went bowling, because if I remember correctly, we all had bowling shirts on. I want to put on the team bowling shirt for Carl.
I remember
Bring him
you
back.
guys. You guys helped me throw them cantaloupes at those pigeons.
Yeah, for
Oh,
sure. You
that's
learned a
all right.
valuable lesson, eh? Never go bowling with warlocks. We cheat, eh?
Angelo, you cast your healing word on him, and I mean, you're definitely healing him, but it doesn't seem to fix what's wrong with him. Oh, I'll put your turtle back together. And he puts his hands out, and while his hands and arms sticking out of his robes are changing in shape and color and size, just constantly phasing in and out of existence. He, oh, fix it up. We'll go get ice cream. And he closes it up.
Pretty good.
Arm is put back together. There we go. Now I fixed your kitty.
Did he not reset?
He
Carl's still.
doesn't appear to be any better. That's what I do. I go around and I make sure to plug up all of the whoopsies.
I
There's
know what you do, mon ami.
there's all of the
I also
bipsies
know.
out here. I'll
Hey, Carl. Carl, focus for a second. Where do these keys
oh,
go?
those my keys.
Where do they go?
They go in like a big snowball. No. They go in this. We need the keys. Go back.
We're not. This isn't helping. We need him to shut all of these rifts. That's the only way he's
Carl,
going to get better.
Need to, what rift is it that is doing this to you, eh? Which one are you here to close, eh?
Oh.
Come on, just look, mon ami. Look, eh? All of them?
Oh, wow. That's a lot of bipsies. I don't know, guys.
Just pick one, mon ami. Just pick one, eh? One at a time, eh? Come on. Do your trick, eh?
Okay.
You feel so much better. On every one, eh? You feel better, eh?
Okay, Button. I'll
For
fix
sure.
the bip.
Button wants you to fix the biffy, eh? You're this one right here. It's just going past. Get that one, eh? Get it, eh?
And he closes up another one. Slowly. Oh, yeah, I did it. Lots more to go, though. What?
You can do it. Good job.
Yeah. I could do it. I used to have a lot of people. I used to have a lot of flowers that would give me help. And I had more flowers than I ever had before. I was going to save them all. But I don't think I did it.
I just
No.
reach out and put my hand on him and just try and will giving him energy. I don't know how to do it. I don't have any spells that do that. Just trying to feed him like be his battery.
Oh, you got
Mommy.
soft hands.
The next one, man, I mean, the next one, that one there, eh?
Okay. Wait. Close it up again. And gets it down. And he's visibly more and more exhausted.
It's okay, mon ami. You know what I want to know, Carl? I always want to know, eh? Where your snacks come from, eh? After this, you show us, eh? I could really go for a tiny orange, eh? But first, we got to fix this, eh?
right here. And he pulls out a mushroom.
Hey, you know what, mon ami? You have that one. That's good for you. Eh? That's energy. Eh? You have that one. Then look, here come another
Okay.
one. Here come another one.
And he musters everything he has, and he goes to try and close another one down.
Push,
And it
push,
heals
push,
up.
mon ami, push. Yeah. You are feeling better, yes? Eh?
I only trying to help. You're a fly man. I know you. But it's
you
all
do,
broken. You're
and
dead.
I drop 100% of my disguise. Not yet, mon ami. Not yet. I am not. Eh?
No, you're dead. You're dead. And I didn't meet you before.
Yeah, you did. We're friends.
Oh, yeah, you're dead too.
Yeah, there's a
I
lot of
killed
places I'm
all
sure
of
we are
you.
all dead. And
I'm a
yet we stand
bad
here in front of
Carl.
you, mon ami. It must be a bad dream, eh?
I hope so.
Oh, look, here comes another one. It's just a little one, eh? Just a little one, eh?
And Karn puts a hand on your shoulder. He says, "We cannot allow him to continue."
It's the only thing that makes him better. I don't.
Why?
He is broken. Can you not see the way he is to pieces?
But you were broken and he fixed you.
Yes. But I don't know if he can fix himself.
You know how we can fix him?
I can attempt something. I can manipulate time with my magic. Let me see if I can bring him to a better state. And he focuses his magic and attempts to turn back time on Carl a bit. And slowly, parts of him begin to kind of re-solidify into the way you remember them. And then the world flickers again. And Gilbetta and Lilith are at the controls of this multi-dimensional portal that you guys went through.
Shove Carl towards them with all my might.
And you shove Carl towards them. And he looks at them and he says, "No, that's not right." And he moves his hand and everything flickers back. I was a maybe. Not a definitely. I remember you're Angelo. You're my buddy Penn. And you're Guy.
For sure we are, eh?
I'm sorry I let you die.
You know what? I don't hold the grudge, not at all, eh? In fact, I'm here to help you now, eh?
Oh, that's good. Hey, I gave you them keys, right?
You're muted.
I got him. I got the keys.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you held on to those. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't have what it took. I let you down.
No, Carl. You're good. You're good. Gonna pick him up.
And yeah, he's like a feather. Carl is so incredibly light. And he kind of looks at the keys and he rifles through. I think I knew something like this might happen. And so I gave you my keys. So maybe we could fix it.
Yeah, we can. Both of us together with Pen and Gee.
You-
We're gonna do it together.
You guys are good. You're good bananas. I mean, you're good. You're good people. And I think we could. Fix it.
We can. Yep.
What's up, Gee?
I'm waiting for you to say he starts to fade. Or starts to disappear somehow from this world, because at that moment, I want to banish him.
You want to banish him?
If he's got to go somewhere, he's going home.
All right.
It doesn't have to work.
Well, look, I mean, if you cast banish on him, he is banished.
That sends him to his
Carl
home
fades
plane,
away.
wherever that is.
Wait, so that just happened?
Yep.
What'd you do?
Why? Why?
Told us everything he knew. We have the answer right there in those keys. He told you which key it is.
We
The
did
suffering.
fix it.
How many keyholes you think on a shithole like this?
It doesn't matter. He's gone now. Why would you do that?
He was going anyway, didn't you see?
We could have talked to his patron. He might have been able to tell us something. Why? And
you can still talk to his patron. Eh?
I don't know who it is. And now he's gone. And the only link we had to him is gone. You can't just run away and send all your problems different places. It doesn't work like that.
I didn't send him away because of problem. I sent him away because he was dying. I thought I'd give him the dignity of having die at home, eh?
We were
it's not up to him to get us out of here. It's up to us.
Yeah, Pen's right. Home is where the heart is, and we are the ones who love him. Can you bring him back?
No, he can't.
I sent him home because that is where you go when you are dying, eh?
He was home with us.
No, he was with friends with us, eh?
That's what
I don't
home
even know
is.
if he knows where home was, eh? But if anywhere he can go, his brain is clear, it is where his home is, eh? If he's going to die, I want him to know who he is when he does, eh?
Well, I guess it's done now, and the wind told me this is dangerous, so I guess we need to figure out where these keys go, and I'm not usually this angry at someone. Stomp away.
All right.
Can I tell directions here? Is it like, are there north, south, east, and west?
It's difficult to see because in all directions it is such thick dust. You can
Okay,
pretty much
as I
pick
walk
direction.
randomly away from Guy, do I see any sort of structure or building or sign of life?
You start to see hills and remnants. Everything is like scoured of all life. And eventually, as you walk out, you run into Carl. Oh, this place is terrible. Who lives here?
Carl?
Oh, hey. That's a friendly face. This
Does he
place
look
is pretty bad, though. What?
Does he look different? What's his
Yeah,
physical appearance?
this looks like a completely whole, intact Carl.
Carl, come with me.
Okay, where are we going? Oh, hey, I'm Carl, by the way.
Carl, you know who I am. I'm Angelo. I have your key.
Oh, you probably met me after this. Okay, I'm gonna have to remember your name.
Oh shoot, I wasn't supposed to give you my. Anyway, Carl, follow me. And I'm gonna do my best to get back. Can I still see them in the thickness?
Yeah. Eventually, you guys make it back to them. Oh, hi.
And look, Carl.
Hi, everybody. I'm Carl.
Hello, mon ami. You know anything about these things? And I start pointing out the things in the sky, these incongruities.
Oh, yeah, that's real bad. Somebody messed this place up real bad.
You can fix those, eh?
I could probably do it. But, well, boss doesn't like me to fix things that, well, like, there's nobody left to die. So it's not a priority.
What, we are chopped liver? There's 3 of us here who will die. You don't fix this?
Oh, yeah, you guys ain't supposed to be here. This is a dead zone.
I know, but we can't leave, so you have to fix it, eh, so we don't die. I'm sure
What
your
are you
boss will
doing,
understand, eh?
I usually have to fix it after it's gone. It's about out of hand. Okay, I'll get to work. And he walks out into the dust.
I
I'm
follow
assuming
him.
faster than we could follow.
Well, he just seems to vanish. And then you guys hear, oh, who's that over there? Oh, it's my
shit,
boyfriend.
Yeah, and just, oh shit, eh, and start to run, because he's met alternate us.
Oh, come back. You want to go bowling? I don't know if it's still open.
I'm just, like I said, heading towards that voice. I gotta go find Carl.
All right. You come across him. He's like, oh, it's Guy. And it's just my buddy Pet. Oh, I see you guys since the meeting.
Exactly. Yeah. That meeting, yeah, for sure. You were
Oh,
fixing things
wow.
then, eh?
Yeah, I was passing some stuff up. Hey, who's your friend? They look real
This
cool. They're like a musician or
this is
something.
Angelo. This is Angelo.
Oh,
Apparently, the very idea of themselves, it is so slippery that nobody ever remembers meeting them, eh? Even though how many times they meet, eh?
oh, that's a cool name, Angelo. Hey, you want to be friends?
Yeah, Carl. I want to be friends.
Oh, that's great. This is a real rough place, though. I don't know if you guys want to be here.
Can you help us get out?
Oh, yeah, I could probably do that. You guys aren't supposed to be here anyways. This is a dead zone.
That'd be real great.
Okay. I just gotta get to my place, but I had some keys before. I don't know where
Yeah,
I
I
went.
have your Carl. I have your key.
Oh, oh, you really are my friend. And he gives you a hug.
I hug him
Oh, I
back.
knew you were my friend. Real nice. Hey, who's
What
this
do you
big
want? What
guy?
do you want to do with the keys? Where do they go?
Oh,
What do they do?
I go here. And he roots through and he picks one. And he waits for one of the distortions to slide by and he sticks it into it. And it solidifies into a door.
Carl, do each of these keys do that with these things?
Oh, no, just this one. You gotta have it in the right place, though. All right, everybody on in. Your big friend can come in too. You're one of them planeswalkers, right? And Karn just kind of nods. Yeah, you guys. I'm not supposed to talk to you, but the boss says it's okay. And
Well then, eh?
yeah, the door's open.
Let's move on to the next step, eh? Stay totally
Carl, are you
oblivious to
coming
all the
with us?
hate that was dumped on him 38 seconds ago.
What's that, Angela?
Are you coming with us, Carl?
Oh yeah, I'll come in there with you guys.
Do you want to keep the keys or do you want me to keep them?
Oh, you should probably hold on to them if I gave them to you. It's probably pretty important. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't have given them to you for nothing. You got a trustworthy face.
All right, let's go.
Just
Do you want to
because
hop on my back, Carl?
I have
Sure. He hops on.
It's because, Carl, I have gone through a portal or two with various forms of you in the past. Eh? If we don't all come out the other side together, future you is a hero, eh?
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not a hero anywhere. I'm
No,
just
mon
doing
ami,
what
I
needs to be
watched,
done. I'm a
I
garbage
I
man.
watched him give his last. Yeah, I did. I know, mon ami. That's how you see it. But I watched that man give his last, eh? In service of his task, eh?
Yeah, okay. That sounds like me. I got a real good work ethic. That's what the boss says. Anyways, guys, come on in here. This place is terrible. You shouldn't be here.
Yeah, let's go.
I go first with Carl, and I hold my hand back for someone to do a chain again.
All right.
I'll
Look at
grab
man and
Angelo's
gesture.
hand.
Yeah.
All right.
There's just a pulling of the cloak closer.
Yep.
All right. Oh.
Step through unhanded, apparently.
Are you going through the portal?
Yeah, I think so. I am anyway. Yeah.
Everybody? All right.
Yeah.
So you guys all step into this place. And as you step through, and Karn kind of lumbers in past everybody, and so does Carl, it is another hallway full of doors floating in this kind of transparent void. Except in this place, all of the doors have windows on them.
Like the hallway in
And
the first place we ever went, with the time weaving lady at the end of it, like that place.
no, this is a little bit
Okay.
different.
Okay.
That place was by design. This is a representation. You can see the windows on these doors all show a world that is destroyed. Each one shows a world that is destroyed in a different way. I don't like it here, but I gotta come through from time to time. It's the only way I'll learn.
What are you learning, mon ami?
I'm learning how I failed. Every one of these
Or even-
places is a place where I let everybody down.
That's a lot to put on your shoulders, Carl.
Well, it's on my shoulders, but it's like it's also on a lot of my shoulders. Like there's a version of me in every one of these. And he's not happy.
So where's
In
the
none of
hallway
them?
of the ones where?
There's no happy you in any of them?
No, these are the ones where I lost everything.
Yeah,
Where's
so
the
where's
one
the
where
hallway
you...
for all the ones that you worked, eh?
Yeah.
Well, that's not the way it works. See, like think about it like a river. If you got a river that's got water flowing through it, that river's gonna change. It's gonna ring, a wind, or just maybe turn into like a waterfall, and then maybe turn into like a rapids, or maybe one of them lazy rivers you float along, or maybe think about your life. But it's like that. It's alive and it moves. When it's not alive anymore, it doesn't move. It doesn't change. It's always the same. It's dead. And it doesn't do anything else. It just stays dead. And that's all that it is. And that's these places. Their doors can stay because they don't ever change. They don't alter. They don't split. They don't become waterfalls or lazy rivers. They're just the same. You can't have a door if it's always changing. You just gotta flow into it.
But rivers lead to
Know what I mean?
oceans. Where's the ocean,
Yeah.
Carl?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I guess the really big rivers. I haven't been to the ocean. The boss says there's an ocean. If I ever make it to the ocean, the boss says he's gonna give me a treat. I don't know.
Carl,
But
the fact
anyways,
that,
you guys
that this
wanna
hallway
tea
is
or something?
the fact that this hallway is only this long in all the multiverses. You only failed this many times.
Oh yeah. These are the ones that I remember. Or at least that I'm supposed to remember.
There's very few, Carl. Right? I have had days where I made this many mistakes before lunch.
Yeah, but when you did it, not everybody died.
Hey, Carl, who's your boss?
Oh, I can't say his name. Every time I say his name, I get vanished. It's kind of rough. He don't like me to talk about him.
Hmm. So there's no lazy river where all of your successes are.
No, because if I succeed, it keeps going. And then it keeps changing. And if I don't
Mhm.
succeed, it stays the same. But it's
So why
not
did you
just
bring me
me.
here?
Oh, because you guys ain't gonna live in there. Nobody can. You'd probably starve to death or will get torn to pieces or something. It's a bad place. You don't want to be there.
But then, buddy, you
Nobody's
took
supposed
us
to.
to a bunch of places where we could die at any one of these places.
Well,
You gotta bring us
I
somewhere
don't know
safe.
that.
Carl, are these the place or places where you put all the people you made disappear?
Oh, no, I didn't put them there. I put them in here. And here. But I think I'll let them out now because it's pretty empty in here. But yeah, sorry about that. You guys weren't supposed to go there. Nobody goes to the dead zones. You're just not supposed to do it.
Do you know where we are supposed to be, eh?
Yeah, I know where you guys gotta go. I'll send you there.
Carl,
And
you are a hero.
no, I'm a garbage man. You guys are heroes. You'll see. And then he waves. And you guys sink through the floor.
Not again, Carl.
I'm sorry. You gotta go with the flow. And as you guys sink through, cracked, broken, distorted Carl manifests. And he grabs hold of Guy. And he says, "You can't let it happen. You gotta not stop me." And then he disappears.
The empty space. I know, Carl, I know.
And you guys are spit out into the control room. Plunk, plunk, plunk.
Okay, you two little shits got some fucking explaining to do. As I start rolling up off the floor and looking around for gear strip and whistle whip.
Ah, you're back! I'm quite pleased that you all survived.
There's absolutely no help from you, eh? The hell went wrong?
Well, I mean, we're not entirely sure what happened. Everything just went crazy. The entire world flickered out of existence. We were standing in a ruin. I believe the convergence had spread up.
As soon as like we roll out and like I recognize where we are, I'm ripping that thing off my wrist and throwing it like against the wall somewhere. Like I do not want it anywhere near me.
You're like, nope. And it shatters in a million pieces. Well, thank goodness you guys made it back. Hey, where's Radan?
I was kind of hoping you'd know.
Oh. Oh dear. And we're going to end the session there today.
Oh no.
Where's Radan? Who knows? He's been shot out into some other place. But that's where we're going to end things off today, with that bizarre roller coaster of emotion.
Oh boy. Good game.
I love the Carl love. Really, it never ceases to amaze me. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you so much to my lovely cast for joining us for some adventures today. Thank you so much to our incredible viewers for joining us on this interdimensional journey. We got some crossovers coming down the pipes and stuff. Look forward to some announcements, and you can get all that stuff by following us on the Discord and checking out our YouTube, where we'll make announcements on there too through the community page. And follow us on all the things, because we really appreciate you guys, and there's no show without you. So check all that stuff out. Tune in throughout the week on our sister channel, Mom's Trash Bin, where we do video games and all other kinds of crazy stuff. You check out everything going on with us there. And I believe that's it for today. So until next time, everyone, class dismissed.